Matt Miller, who's the draft analyst for ESPN, talking about what the Seahawks may do at that with that number 5 pick, and we're kind of wondering the same things. Would we be stunned if they traded out of it? No, that's kind of what John does. He's very active. Would we be stunned if they used it? They've never had a top 5 pick with John and Pete here, so anything's possible. Nothing will be surprising with that pick. But Matt Miller is sort of making the case as to why they, in his opinion, should consider trading back.
I think you have to keep the phone lines open. This isn't like when Dave Gettleman was the GM of the Giants and was like, we're taking Saquon at 2 no matter what, right? But you have to. You got to keep that phone open because, if it is a team like the Raiders that wants to come up, 2 spots from 7 to 5 and they're, hey, we're going to draft a quarterback. We got to come up to 5. Then I think you can move out. Or, the Carolina Panthers at 9 is probably as far as I would want to go because then you feel like you're still getting a Tyree Wilson, maybe Miles Murphy. They're still in range there. I'm not one of those people that believes you should get out of the top 10 this year. I don't think the draft is deep enough to trade back that far. So,
yeah, that's interesting. I'm glad you brought that up because, there would have to be a lot to as far as maybe go back to 7 or 8 or something, and then you pick up like a second rounder or something like that. But what you're rooting for on draft day is desperation.
Yes.
If there is somebody that is desperate for a quarterback and they're willing to move up and give up their second rounder, that's really all they need, then that's an ideal situation. And then the other thing for the Seahawks, the other reason why they would trade back is if all the players that they think are top 5 picks are gone, then they're just not going to pick. Last year we talked about Thibodeau. That was a guy that they just weren't going to draft. They did. Probably in the second round or at some point. Yeah. But that was just a guy that they weren't very high on. So, those are the 2 reasons I think mostly that they would trade that number 5 pick. And I think a lot of people might be frustrated by that, but if they don't have their guy, then and you look at the last draft, they're on kind of a roll right now. They've gotten some good draft choices.